Yo, what's going on guys? Genie here. I know I haven't been active on YouTube for a really long time, but now I'm back and I'm fully locked in. And I got a ton of new content lined up just for y'all. Starting with this video. Today we're talking about how to actually network with industry level producers in 2025. This video is for the people with no clout, no crazy connections, just talent and raw work ethic. So to start off, let's look at what's working in 2025. DMs, they don't really work now. Everyone's inbox is low-key kind of cooked. Everyone's getting spammed up 24/7, 365. So most people stop checking after a while. Emails could work, but only if you have a real reason to be there. So let's look at what really works. The 3 keys to networking are community, consistency, and presence. So first, let's talk about Discord. Not just random servers. Look for ones that are hosted by artists, producers, engineers, DJs, managers, and whoever you can find to get connected to the person you want to find. First, you gotta get in the server, then introduce yourself, send some loops or FLPs, even drum kits if you have them, and also give others feedback on what they can change in their beats or loops, FLPs, you know what I mean? The underlying point of what I'm saying is make yourself known in that server. If you're not known anywhere else, get known in that one major artist or major engineer's server, and I promise you'll have all the placements you need. Become that go-to guy that the engineer gets beats from, or the artist gets beats from, or the artist's main producer gets loops from. Moving on to the next strategy, Twitter replies. In my opinion, it's low-key still the best place to get in contact with whoever you want, whether it's a rapper with 100,000 followers or a producer with 10,000 followers. When you're using this strategy, don't try and directly privately DM the person. Instead, just reply to what they posted. Start a conversation that way, and I promise if you're consistent enough and you're having a good enough conversation, you're gonna get into direct contact with that person. Next, and actually one of my favorite and most underrated strategies is TikTok comments. You know what's crazy? People actually read those more than they read their Twitter replies or even their Instagram DMs. You can literally stand out just by being funny or helpful. If you're just commenting emojis or something like that, it's kind of just filler comments, you know what I mean? You should provide substance, whether it's being funny or it's being helpful. Now moving on to the next strategy that's not really through your phone, it's in-person events. And they're back and better than ever. I know a lot of y'all, just like me, became a producer through COVID and are usually networking with people online. But let me tell you from personal experience, networking in person is 100 times easier and more effective. You don't have to worry about getting in competition with 900 other DMs. You're literally there with the person and you're face to face. If you try and talk to them, what are they gonna say? Get out of my face, loser. And as long as you're not a complete weirdo, you'll be able to network and make a good connection. Some good places you can go are beat battles, studio sessions, or even album listening parties. All you really gotta do is just pull up and introduce yourself to everyone you wanna get to know. And go to these events even if you're nervous, because just showing up there will do 99% of the work. And now that you're there, all you gotta do is go talk to people. Having confidence when you speak in person is really important too, because no one's gonna wanna work with a person or talk with a person that has no idea what they're talking about. Some of my producer friends, Colby and Wapalito, recently went to 21 Savage's producers beat camp, and they said it went great. They made a bunch of new connections and they made some really fire beats. So again, if you have any beat battles, studio sessions, or even listening parties in your area, definitely pull up, even if you have to pay. If you're a producer and you've been grinding but your beats haven't been getting in front of the right people, listen up. I run an A&R service where I send producers beats to big artists like Future, ESTG, Lil Baby, and more. The clients I've worked with have already gotten placements with artists with millions and millions of followers such as Rio Young OG, Sofago, YMJ, and more. You can get in on the A&R service by itself, or you can join my mentorship called the Producer Portal. And if you're actually trying to grow and not just chase placements, this academy is gonna help you out a lot. You get $5,000 worth of sound kits, private one-on-one calls with me, weekly group calls with special guests, beat reviews to improve your sound, and much more. This academy was basically made to speedrun your success as a music producer. So if either the A&R service or the Producer Portal interests you, DM me on Instagram and let's get started. Now let's talk about how to reach out the right way. Here's where most people mess up. They send a basic DM like, yo bro, check out my beat. Please, whatever you do, just do not do that. That honestly doesn't work anymore. It feels kind of spammy and it kind of feels like you put no effort into even texting them. If someone sent me something like that, I just think they DM'd this thing to 1,000 other people and they just found me as another producer that had like some type of decent following and some type of decent placements that they just want to fake a connection with. What you should think when you're DMing these people is they don't know you. Why would they stop what they're doing just to help you? So what you can do is reply to one of their stories. Let's say, for example, a producer you want to lock in with posts a picture of their studio setup. And you can literally reply with something genuine, but something that can actually strike up a conversation. Like for example, if you were to look at my studio setup, what you could say is, yo, I like your keyboard. Yo, I like the posters you got up. Or let's say they drop a loop kit. What you could do is like, comment, and repost and actually support them, which will incline them to talk to you and start a conversation from there. You could even post on your story a video of you using the loop they posted and tag them and say, yo, just use this crazy loop and y'all better go cop that or something like that. Just there's something to also support them in reverse, you know what I mean? Not just looking at, yo, what can they do for me, but also looking at what you can do for them and how you can help them out. And moving on to the next topic, what value do you bring? If I'm gonna be completely honest, good beats aren't rare anymore. I literally scroll on TikTok and I see a hard beat every 3 swipes. Whether it's a pop beat, a glow beat, a melodic beat, a pain beat, it can literally be anything, and I promise that most of these people are making hard beats. So you really have to look at it like, what's gonna make me stand out? And that's your value. What do you think you can do to make someone's life easier? Can you mix vocals fast? Can you flip samples in a crazy way? Are you great with graphics and Instagram Reels? Or are you even great with stuff that doesn't even relate to music? Something that can help them and not just selfishly benefit you. That's what real value is. It's not always about skill on one specific thing, in this case, producing. It's about how you can help them move better and just be better in life. Now let me talk about this concept that not many people understand. And it's building across instead of trying to build up. Let me explain what I mean. Basically, it means to stop chasing the biggest name in the room. Work with producers that are on your level, and work with some underground artists that have real momentum going on and they have real grind and dedication. Start a small group, share resources, whether it's drum kits, loop kits, MIDI files, whatever you guys got, and then literally lock in and make stuff together. Some of my best opportunities literally came from people with 300 followers at the time, but they were working hard. And then they got noticed and they brought me with them. That's what the real formula to producing success is, or even in any industry. Just work with the people next to you and you'll eventually work y'all way up. All y'all gotta do is collab and build up together and just watch your guys' success come in. And now this last tip is something a lot of people forget, especially newbies. Networking is a crazy long game. Don't expect replies overnight. Don't be mad if someone ignores you. You're gonna get left on red sometimes. And people are literally gonna text you saying, let's work, but never follow up with you. Don't even worry about that. Just every day show up and be consistent and your results are eventually gonna come in, whether it's in 1 year, 2 years, or even 5 years, it'll come in. If you made it this far into the video, I can tell you're serious about growing as a producer. So I'm happy to see you here. This video wasn't really about hacks or shortcuts like most videos are. This is like real life industry work. So let me sum up the information in this video. Show up where people are, be cool in how you reach out, bring something valuable, and play the long game. If this helped you out, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, even post on your story, DM me that this video helps you. I'm trying to help all the new upcoming producers, even like the older producers that have been doing this for a while. I want to help everyone out that I can. I'm excited to show you a lot of the stuff I've been working on. I know I've been MIA for a while, but yeah, I got a lot of crazy stuff coming up, and I'll see y'all in the next video.